Today is an important day, not just for this committee, but for the country. For years, the digital frontier was trapped in a regulatory gray zone. The government should have been crafting clear rules of the road. Today, we changed that.
The biggest cryptocurrency news is happening now. Guys, do me a favor, take 2 seconds, smash the like button, and share this with a friend or post this video on social media. The news is this: breaking. Senate Banking Committee passes the Crypto Clarity Act in a 15-9 vote. The bill now goes to a vote in full Senate.
When this blows up with the economy, I hope everybody remembers.
Mr. Chairman.
If you hold crypto, let me share with you what you can expect to happen next, what BlackRock is doing to prepare for this.
We're not spending enough time talking about how quickly we're going to tokenize every financial asset.
What Morgan Stanley is doing to prepare for this.
The fact that not only are they recommending a 2 to 4% Bitcoin allocation, they're also launching their own Bitcoin ETF. Obviously, they think this is bullish. Bitcoin is bullish. They think their clients are going to own a lot of it.
But please, before we move forward, someone check on Elizabeth Warren. Her anti-crypto army just deserted her in the banking committee. It's almost like the rest of the government realizes that trying to kill innovation is a losing bet. The gatekeepers are losing the keys. This is giga bullish. I mean, giga bullish doesn't even cover it.
When this blows up with the economy, I hope everybody remembers.
This all comes on the back of Trump's visit to China, trying to play real nice with Xi Jinping, even suggesting that the US and China might want to partner instead of be rivals.
You and I have known each other now for a long time. In fact, the longest relationship of our two countries that any president and president has had. And that's, to me, an honor. We've had a fantastic relationship. We've gotten along. When there were difficulties, we worked it out. Whenever we had a problem, we worked it out very quickly. We're going to have a fantastic future together. Such respect for China, the job you've done. You're a great leader. I say it to everybody, you're a great leader. Sometimes people don't like me saying it, but I say it anyway because it's true. I only say the truth. But it's an honor to be with you. It's an honor to be your friend. And the relationship between China and the USA is going to be better than ever before.
Let's take a moment to thank sponsor of today's video, OKX. OKX is one of the largest exchanges in crypto with 120 million users globally. OKX making big partnerships recently. Now, Ripple's RLUSD, their stablecoin, has access to global liquidity on OKX's unified USD order book. That means one liquidity pool shared on OKX. And attention crypto traders, if you sign up with my link below and start trading, you are eligible for big bonuses. Automatic new user bonus up to $300 in Bitcoin. Also, XRP trading streak competition still going on. You still have time for this. Trade for 5 consecutive days and get $100 in XRP. Also, exclusive offer for Altcoin Daily audience only. For anyone who signs up with our link below, you can now earn an extra $500 in XRP. Use my link, make an account. Let's continue. So, the Clarity Act is advancing in the Senate with 15 yeses and 9 nos. And keep in mind, getting to the point where the president can sign this bill into law, this isn't a for sure thing yet. The senators who voted no, some of them obviously just hate crypto at their core, but still another big issue on the table that this is where the Clarity Act is seeing some pushback is President Trump and his family's ethical relationship to the crypto industry.
The president's self-dealing with digital assets is pure corruption. And everyone in this room knows that. But there's no doubt that this is pure corruption. And the majority has refused to agree to enforceable guardrails around all elected officials, all of us, including the president and the vice president, to prevent them from profiting from crypto while they're supposed to be serving the public. The public deserves to know that we're working for them and not for ourselves. And the president's insistence on being engaged in the way that he's engaged in this whole industry has cast a dark pall on the whole process.
If you want to make money in crypto, make sure you subscribe. We're going to keep you informed on everything happening in the space. So right now, the Crypto Clarity Act is heading for a full vote on the Senate floor. A date has not been set yet. We will be waiting and watching and marking our calendars if and when it passes, because there's a House version that's already passed, but they're not exactly the same. The Senate and the House will then do a reconciliation and put the two bills together for one big Clarity Act bill. Then there will be a final House and Senate approval vote, and then President Trump will sign the bill immediately.
Bitcoin is going to the moon, as we say, it's going to the moon. I want America to be the nation that leads the way, and that's what's going to happen. No, you're going to be very happy with me.
President Trump wants to sign this into law on July 4th. Mark your calendars. So let me share with you what comes next for crypto. And understand, it seems like everyone is still underestimating just how violently crypto adoption can accelerate after they fully pass the Clarity Act. Think of it like this. There is 40 trillion of institutional capital that is legally prohibited from buying Bitcoin right now. It is illegal for them to dip their toes into Bitcoin and crypto because every pension fund, every insurance, or every company in the US operates under one rule. If there is no regulatory clarity, you don't touch it. So when the Clarity Act passes, it gives them the exact clarity they need. It removes the biggest existential risk for them and unlocks the biggest pool of capital on earth, the United States of America. This is a landmark moment for tokenization and crypto. If and when this bill is signed into law, the Clarity Act would define digital assets in US law, clarify rules for tokenized assets, i.e. crypto, unlock institutional participation, end years of regulatory uncertainty, and establish clear SEC and CFTC jurisdictions. You are not bullish enough. Morgan Stanley, as well as the largest financial institutions on the planet, I'm going to talk about Larry Fink in crypto in just a second, but Morgan Stanley and Citibank and UBS and BlackRock, they're already acting like they know that the Clarity Act will get passed. Think about it like this. Morgan Stanley is launching its own Bitcoin ETF. They only manage about 20 to 30 ETFs total, so not that much. That tells you everything you need to know about how bullish they are. They're also recommending 2 to 4% Bitcoin allocations to their clients and reportedly applied for an OCC charter for crypto self-custody. This is the largest investment advisor platform in the world. Bitcoin is probably less than 1% of their portfolios right now, while gold is likely 20% plus. The institutional adoption story is just getting started. Listen to this conversation between Alex Thorne and John on Milk Road.
I doubt highly that it will be that they've bought or are about to buy Bitcoin, but I think it would more likely be a formal declaration that the U.S. government and thus the people of the United States collectively hold this much Bitcoin, which I think as a affirmative statement would be quite powerful. And maybe they'll propose legislation to try to buy more Bitcoin. I don't know, but that could be a big one. And then, just the tide of corporate and institutional adoption. It is real. I think Morgan Stanley may be the best example just of many recent ones, but the biggest wirehouse in the world, right? Wirehouse, like a platform for registered investment advisors, obviously a big bank and a GSIB, as they say, globally systemic important bank. So that's important. But the fact that not only are they recommending a 2 to 4% Bitcoin allocation for their clients, I don't know for all of them yet, but it's clearly coming. They're also launching their own Bitcoin ETF. And I don't know if people realize this. I think Morgan Stanley directly only manages like 20 to 30 ETFs total. Obviously, they think this is bullish. Bitcoin is bullish. They think their clients are going to own a lot of it. And smartly, I think they'd rather just own the whole stack of the fee stack there to the extent. I think they also applied for an OCC charter, so they might self-custody it. The only other one that does that is Fidelity. And Fidelity is among, first of all, dear to my heart since I worked there for 12 years, but they're among the absolute most Chad-like Bitcoiners in institutional finance. And so, this is Morgan Stanley. This isn't, it's not Galaxy. I mean, it's not a small little Bitcoin company.
If you subscribe to Altcoin Daily, you already know Larry Fink is hugely bullish on crypto. People do not realize how big of a deal this is. In this clip from a panel at the Future Investment Initiative, Larry Fink is talking to a lot of movers and shakers from all around the world, some of the biggest people in finance and politics, and he tells them point blank, we spend way too much time talking about AI. Not that he's not bullish on AI, he is, but we should be talking about crypto and tokenization just as much because it is just as big a deal as AI is. Listen to Larry Fink say this himself.
I would say the biggest question from central banks is what is the role of tokenization and digitization? How quickly should they think about digitizing their own currency? What does that mean for the role of the dollar? If every currency digitizes and we have, what does that mean for bank payments? What does that mean for the payment companies like MasterCard and Visa? All these are being questioned right now. I think we spend so much time talking about AI. We're not spending enough time talking about how quickly we're going to tokenize every financial asset and the opportunity we're going to have a digital wallet and moving ETFs and other things through a digital wallet. And I think that's going to happen worldwide very rapidly. And I think most countries are ill-prepared for that and underappreciate how technology is changing that, not unlike how technology is changing AI and other things. It will be changing the technology around the plumbing of finance.
So the odds of the Crypto Clarity Act fully passing surged back up to 69%. I like this. Good to see. It is a green day today, my friends. This thing has room to run. Make sure you subscribe to Altcoin Daily. If you're interested in making money in crypto, subscribe to our channel, join our team, and watch every day. My name is Aaron. I'll see you tomorrow, my friends.